Did we just watch a conspiracy theory come to life in front of millions of people last night at the RNC? Just track with me. This is going to be a minute, but it's worth it. Grab a drink, sit down. Here we go. First, let me say I am not a supporter of either party. I'm not a member of either party. You can't go on my page and see anything that says vote Trump or vote Biden. I think the two parties are wings of the same evil bird, okay? Just clear? Got it? Let's keep moving. I'm also not into like whatever that whole thing was for a while with V or Q or U or whatever that was, right? So with that being said, check this out. So for 3 to 4 days at the RNC, we heard that Donald Trump was really into music. More often than I've ever heard in my life that this man loves music, right? Donald Trump has been in the public space since the late 70s. But in 3 days, we heard over and over again how when they're golfing, he selects the music. When they're on the airplane, he's in charge of the playlist. When there's a party, he's the DJ. Over and over. And I'm thinking, that is weird. Why is that always coming up? Then we hear from people like Tucker Carlson and Eric Trump and others how since the Pew Pew attempt on his life, that he has been reflective yet driven, somber yet determined, right? Kind of stoic yet purposeful. And I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. I would say that sort of stuff too, because you just got, shot in the head. But then at the end of this thing, Donald Trump comes up and he does this speech, long speech, hour and 30 minutes plus, right? Longest speech since Donald Trump in 2016. That guy. Anyway. So he's getting everybody excited. The whole point of the RNC and the DNC is to rally the base, rally Americans who don't have a side yet, like those exist, and somehow get everybody excited. And you end these things on like some awesome rock music, some awesome, like Americana sort of stuff, because that's typically what gets everybody excited. How does Donald Trump end this? He ends it with an opera. And I am not an opera fan. I've never been to the opera. I don't even know the whole point of going, so I'm not that sort of cultured dude, right? But I'm sitting there next to my wife, and I'm listening to this, and I'm thinking this is kind of odd, because I've been to the RNC. I've also been to the DNC. Even though I think it's an evil bird, you'd be surprised on how many of these little evil birds I happen to know. But I'm sitting there next to my wife watching this, because we just had a baby a few weeks ago, and I'm thinking, I know this song. She's like, what? You know this opera song? I'm like, I do. I really do. Now, why do I know this song? Because I happened to, when I was younger, before I was married, honey, had a crush on Bridget Moynihan. And Bridget Moynihan had a movie that everybody watched. No, not Coyote Ugly. That one was good too. But it was called Sum of All Fears. And I've watched that movie probably 30, 40 times. Because it's a Bridget Moynihan movie. It has Morgan Freeman and J-Lo's estranged husband guy. And I've watched this movie over and over, and I'm thinking, I know this song. And then it hits me at 1:41 in the morning. I'm thinking, aha, that's the song at the end of that movie. So if you don't know what that movie's about, this is what's going to really flip your biscuit. That movie is about an attempted assassination on a president that does not become successful. The president figures out that the parties that be blamed it on a patsy. And in the movie, at the end, when this opera is playing, the president has figured out who's really behind the effort, and he unalives them all. Just saying. Was that a coincidence? Talk about a crazy coincidence from somebody who evidently picked the playlist.